Hello everyone, back tuning into today's second video. Going to have a look at the weather for the next week to 10 days. For today's second video, that's going to take us to around the 26th of May. We'll be able to extend out beyond that, the extended GFS and ECM ensembles. So to around a couple of weeks, have a look at CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, and that will take us into the middle part of June. So, weekend forecast has been released, and we're going to have plenty of dry and warm weather coming up. Actually going to turn very warm through the middle part of the week. I think we'll see temperatures pushing up to mid-20s Celsius, possibly going a bit thundery on Thursday, and then for the bank holiday, things might go downhill quite a lot. But more about that in today's third video, actually, when we'll have a look at the bank holiday weekend in detail, and that will be coming up for you tonight. But to start us off for this second video, we're going to say a big thank you to our latest YouTube channel member. So, we've got another YouTube channel member. We opened up Gazov's YouTube channel, the Gazov's YouTube channel, for membership just over 3 weeks ago now. It's been an absolutely phenomenal response. Thank you so much, everybody, for getting involved in this. So, I'm going to say a big thank you to latest YouTube channel member, Simon Rossi. Thank you so much, Simon Rossi, for becoming our latest Gazov's YouTube channel member. It's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Simon, for doing that. If you would like to become a Gazov's YouTube channel member, all you need to do is come to the YouTube homepage, click the join button. That will take you to another page where you will see what benefits you get for becoming a channel member, and also you can sign up on that page as well. If you can't see the join button on the Gazov's YouTube homepage, then the join button will be with videos normally, but if you can't see the join button, then workaround is to use a link in the description that will take you to the join page. Some people have been unable to see the join button on mobile and tablet devices. If you become a Gazov's YouTube channel member, keep an eye on the community tab just there, the community page. There's constant posts for everybody on the community page, but there will be occasional posts just for channel members as well within that community page. So do keep a close eye on that if you are a Gazov's YouTube channel member. So a big thank you to all of our channel members, and of course let's not forget a big thank you to our patrons and donors as well. It's absolutely fantastic the way you have helped Gazov's through this period of coronavirus crisis. Ads have been very, very low, and the YouTube channel membership has been very, very helpful to plug the gap, really. So our promise to you is that we're going to keep recording, we're going to keep uploading, and we're just going to keep on going, and we're going to live stream as well. We're going to keep the live streams going, and we're just going to keep on going through this crisis, and we're going to get through it together, and that's our promise to you. So thank you, everybody. Huge thank you to all of you for your support over the past few months, and weeks. The chat will be coming back to gavsweathers.com on the 1st of June, by the way, so if anybody wasn't aware of that, a member of the Gazov's chat at gavsweathers.com, then the chat will be coming back to your website on the 1st of June. We're across all of the social media accounts as well. So big thank you to everybody, and a special thank you to Simon Rossi. Simon Rossi for becoming our latest channel member. Oh, by the way, if you are a YouTube Premium member, you can get Gazov's channel membership for free until the last day of May. So check out the offer there. Right, let's move on. I'm going to start off with the Central England temperature. So this CT is currently looking provisional now to the middle of the month. So this is from Hadley provisional up to the 15th of May, halfway through the month. We're standing at 10.4. That's an anomaly of just minus 0.3 below average, so ever so slightly below average. Really, if you're within half a degree of average, you're basically having an average month, be about half a degree above, half a degree below. If you're within half a degree either side, then basically you're around average. But of course, bear in mind, this is 61 to 990, so if we was to compare this to a more recent average, we probably would be a little bit more below average, actually, through the first half of May. So it certainly hasn't been a particularly warm first half of May at all. But things are going to be getting warmer in the next few days. So these are the 500 millibar height anomaly flow charts from the Penn State University for the next week to 10 days. We've got the ECMWF on the top, and the GFS, which we'll have in a moment, is on the bottom. So 500 millibars is an area in the absolute high pressure and low pressure being moved around by the jet stream. Red extrapolates high pressure, blue to low pressure. So we can see that in the week to 10 day time frame, which takes us to around the 26th of May. In the week to 10 day time frame, we've got an area of above average height sitting over and just to our south-southwest, below average heights up to the north. Jet stream is sort of pushed northwards as well. So a lot of dry weather with that, plenty of high pressure dominating the scene with the ECM. It is a little bit to our south, so we have got a slightly flatter sort of flow coming in off the Atlantic. It's a little bit flat from off the Atlantic, but nevertheless still looks mostly quite warm and dry for more southern parts of the country. But GFS is similar, but the high pressure is a bit further southwards with the GFS. So with the GFS, the high pressure is more from the Azores into Spain and France. Low pressure is up to the north. The jet stream is pushed northwards as well. So jet stream is sort of coming through the country really. So that's a little bit more unsettled. The GFS is a little bit more unsettled compared to the ECM, but they're not overly different. We're not far away from that ridge from the Azores high. So at any point that high pressure could pull up further north or push up further north, and that would deliver us into a continuing sort of dry and warm type pattern. But as it is, it does look as though things will turn a bit more unsettled over the bank holiday weekend. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. We're at Manchester today. So red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Manchester. We're starting off below average at the moment. Temperatures are going to lift up through weekend and into next week. It's going to become really quite warm. But as we go towards the bank holiday weekend, we see the temperature sort of sliding away a little bit. And this last week of May actually looking much closer to average really. So we've got a warm up coming up over the next few days, but as we get through the bank holiday weekend and into the last week of May, it does look as though temperatures then are closer to average. And precipitation wise, a lot of dry weather coming up over the next few days, but things start to turn more unsettled over the bank holiday weekend and lasting through the last week of May. It looks like things could turn quite unsettled there. Bear in mind, this is for Manchester, so this is going to be exposed to the Irish Sea and to the Atlantic, so if it looks somewhere like London, probably wouldn't look as unsettled as that. But generally, it looks like we're trending towards something a little bit cooler and a little bit more unsettled for the last week of May. But as we saw on the height anomaly flow chart, it really wouldn't take, because it's a strong ridge that we've got there to ourselves with the GFS, it really wouldn't take much of an adjustment to send the jet stream northwards and to build up that ridge from the south. So although this looks quite convincingly unsettled for the last week of May and rather cool as well, I wouldn't necessarily say it's going to turn out to be as unsettled and cool as it might at first appear. Temperature anomalies from the 16th to the 24th of May, a little bit above average, not just for UK and Ireland, but through most western parts of Europe. Northern, northeastern parts of Europe, a little bit colder than average, but for the UK, for Ireland, going a little bit above average. These will probably trend a bit warmer, actually, over the next couple of days. Precipitation anomalies for the 16th, 24th of May, wetter than average for the far northwest of the country, drier than average down in the south of the country. So a bit of a north-south split with precipitation in the week ahead. That's how the GFS is looking for Tuesday. High pressure ridging up from the Azores, bringing lots of dry, fine and warm weather, particularly to England and Wales. As you go into Wednesday, that high pressure extends further northward still. Again, bringing lots of dry, fine and potentially warm or even very warm weather with it. Thursday finds the high pressure beginning to slip towards the east. That starts to drop an even warmer sort of southerly flow, but it's beginning to turn unstable with low pressure starting to come in from off the Atlantic. Things could go bang and we might get some thundery outbreaks sometime around Thursday through to Friday. Friday places us into a showering westerly flow with showers in the north, mostly dry conditions down in the south and the southeast. And then as we run into bank holiday weekend, we just keep low pressure coming in from off the Atlantic. So this unfortunately now does look unsettled for the bank holiday weekend, more particularly for the north and west, a little bit less so for the south and east, but probably rain for all areas at some point over bank holiday weekend on Matsushita. We'll look at it in detail in today's third video update coming up this evening. And then as we move out beyond that into beyond day 10, so we start to ridge a high pressure into the south. That turns things mainly dry. Again, across England and Wales will be quite warm. Some showery outbreaks of rain likely with the low pressure in the north. And running up to the end of the month and to the start of June, actually as far as we get with the GFS today, is to Monday the 1st of June. And then again, low pressure is heading in from off the Atlantic, and that will be bringing showers or possibly some longer spells of rain. So the GFS definitely looking more unsettled, as we established with the ensemble graph with Manchester. The GFS definitely looking more unsettled for the last week of May today. But again, that ridge from the Azores, I'm just a little bit interested about ridge from the Azores, because it doesn't take very much at all for that ridge to turn out to be stronger and bring drier weather than the model thinks, particularly so to more southern parts of the country. This is how the GEM is looking. So again, we're at Azores highest ridging in on Tuesday, bringing lots of dry, warm weather. Those dry, warm conditions continue into the middle of next week as well. Second half of next week, we'll see the high pressure going up towards Scandinavia, some lower pressure to the south and to the west as well. So that could bring some showers into southern western parts of the country. However, not as unsettled for the second half of the coming week as the GFS is showing. Very limited rain with that on Friday, rather than the sort of big breakdown that the GFS is producing. And of course, that's because the ridge is much stronger over and to the east of the country. We head into the weekend of 23rd, 24th of May, and again, low pressures coming in from off the Atlantic, but again, not as intensely as the GFS is doing. So this isn't as unsettled, although it is more showery as we go into the bank holiday weekend. And then as we get towards day 10, it looks like high pressure actually beginning to take over again a little bit, particularly so to the north, becoming a bit of a northern blocking feature with a ridge stretched out from Norway to Greenland. And then the ECWF is looking like that. So again, the ridge is building up from southwest on Tuesday, bringing a lot of dry weather to England and Wales. Could be rather showery in the north, going through to Wednesday and Thursday. Again, the high pressure sits over to the east of the country. That draws the air up from the south. Those southerly winds could be quite hot, but there will be showers at times in the north and the west. Does the ECM produce a proper breakdown? So we go through to Friday, and yes, a trough of low pressure is coming in off the country. I'm not sure this is quite as an extensive breakdown as what the GFS is showing, but it has gone in that direction today. So yes, there is a bit of a breakdown there around Thursday to Friday. It might involve thunder. It might just be a push of showery rain across the country and then cooler temperatures. Into the bank holiday weekend, then it looks quite unsettled actually. This is Saturday 23rd of May. Low pressure coming in off the Atlantic. That's quite a deep low. Could bring some quite heavy outbreaks of rain. But it's not long before we start to get this ridge building back up from the southwest. That's just what I was talking about a moment ago. With this ridge from the Azores so close to the south and southwest, it doesn't take very much at all to get us back into the higher pressure. And so we finish up with the ECM run today, as we saw on the high Tommy flow chart, Penn State University. We finish up with that high pressure building back in, bringing a lot of dry and fine conditions, particularly to more southern parts of the country. This will be precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from Temeteo.com. Plenty of dry weather today, but there are some showers in the northwest as we go through into tonight and tomorrow. Actually, the rain picks up across Scotland. Could become quite heavy and persistent through Northern Ireland into Scotland tomorrow. England and Wales, though, looking mostly dry. And as you head out into the early part of next week, well, the rain is gradually easing its way away northwards as high pressure builds up from the south and the southwest, sort of squeezes the life out of those weather systems, so turning dry and also potentially very warm through the middle part of the coming week. And then we've got those showery conditions breaking out at the end of the week. Again, you see the rain is struggling to push over towards the southeastern side of the country, but it does look quite wet for Northern Ireland, for Scotland, for Northern England down into parts of Wales. There could be thunder involved with that as well. That's sort of late Thursday into Friday. And then another low pressure comes in next weekend. Again, this is Saturday, bringing quite a lot of rain to the northwest. Again, you see how the wet weather is struggling to get into the southeast corner, though. That's because of the ridge from the Azores high is still there, just to our south and southeast. So it always means that it's most likely to be wettest in the north and the west. And as we move up towards day 10 and the ridge begins to intensify from the Azores, it turns mostly dry again across most parts of the country, away from the very far north, where there's a little bit of showery rain up there. But very little rain you'll have gathered with that, getting through to more southern, southeast parts of the country. Most of the rain, even with the breakdown sort of late Thursday into Friday, most of the rain is in the north and the west. So if you're in the southeast and you're crying out for rain, you may not be getting any rain for quite some time, actually, even when we go into a rather more unsettled pattern at the end of the coming week. These are the options are on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10. Gets us to the 26th of May. We have 26 members of the ECM ensembles with an area of above average heights just out to our west. And that leaves us doing something a little bit like that with flow, with projection. So lots of dry and fine weather with those 26. 13 have low pressure up to the north, and they're bringing in like a flat sort of westerly flow, some higher pressure to the south. So they're going to be rather more unsettled, and then 12 with a ridge of high pressure actually through the country. So obviously that's going to be the warmest and driest scenario, bringing up the wind from the south with that. In 2 weeks time, so this is the option that we've got, given it's only one of them. 51 out of 51 members of the ECM ensembles with above average heights sort of over and slightly to the west of the country, and also to the north a little bit to some degree. Looks like a rather strange pattern, but overall probably quite anticyclonic as we come towards the end of the month. Finally, the CFS V2, so these are 500 millibar heights broken down into weekly pairs. The first weekly pair will take us from the 16th to the 22nd of May, and the coming week we'll have above average heights over and to the north of the country, below average heights out to west and to the east. The flow and the jet we'll be doing something a little bit like that. So that brings us a lot of dry, fine, and you would have thought quite settled weather and warm weather in weekend. We've established that by Thursday, Friday, it's beginning to turn a little bit more unsettled, but before then, plenty of dry and warm weather to come. The high pressure continues to week 2. This is the 23rd to 29th of May, with above average heights again over, slight to the northwest of the country, below average heights to our east. Jet streams doing something a little bit like that. So again, giving us a lot of dry and fine weather in week 2 as well. Might be a little bit on the cooler side, could be bringing the wind from the northeast with that, but overall high pressure is dominating weather with the CFS right way through to the end of May, which is a little bit different compared to what the short range, particularly the GFS, is showing. So it's interesting that the GFS is at odds really for the last week of May compared to the CFS. Week 3 takes us into June. This is the 30th of May to the 5th of June. Just a smaller area of above average heights then centred close to the country. But week 4 seems to bring the high pressure back. This is the 6th through to the 12th of May. The high goes up towards Scandinavia. Winds therefore go into the east. Of course, easterlies in June are going to be quite warm. Yeah, that turns mainly dry again, probably, and also pretty warm. A very anticyclonic signal overall from the CFS V2, even as we go through into the early part of June. Plenty more high pressure to come. If the CFS is right, remember, CFS is at odds with the GFS in particular for like the last week of May, because the GFS does look a lot more unsettled at the moment. So it's all to be revealed, but I think what we have to focus on at the moment is, of course, the very warm weather that's coming up in the next few days. So from like today, really, going through to Wednesday, temperatures will be on a day-by-day increase. Going to be turning increasingly settled and fine from the south. High pressure pushing up from the south, bringing increasingly dry, fine, sunny, and very warm conditions. Will we get a fungi breakdown around Thursday? That's something else we have to focus on. And then, as we go beyond that, do we go into an unsettled spell of weather for the bank holiday weekend and the last week of May? Or are the models, in particular the GFS, going over the top with that? And will high pressure actually prove to be a lot more stubborn? I've got a feeling the high pressure will prove to be more stubborn. And particularly for the south and southeast, we'll probably have very little rain. But we shall see, and it will all be revealed in the next few days. So that's what we'll be focusing on in the videos in the coming days, I would have thought. Tonight we're going to have a look at the bank holiday weekend. That will be update number 4 for the spring bank holiday. And tomorrow we're going to start off with summer analogues. We're looking at ENSO analogues this week. So looking at summer and ENSO conditions. We'll also have Galsworthy's Sunday Roundup tomorrow as well, with all of the user features in that. That'll be your eclectic mix of this and that for your Sunday afternoon viewing pleasure. And at 5 o'clock we're live streaming. So we'll get together, see how we're all doing. And within that live stream, we're going to be looking at Patal Peng's analogues for the winter of 2020-21. So that could be a very, very interesting update. I'll be showing you those in the Sunday Roundup over the past couple of months, but I'm going to keep them back for the live stream. So, yes, I think that will be a very, very interesting live stream on Sunday, starting from 5 o'clock on YouTube. I'll embed it to galsworthies.com, the video, and I'll share it on the social media accounts as well. But if you want to get involved in the live chat, you'll need to go to YouTube and get involved with the live chat there. So, interesting live stream coming up, but plenty more videos before that. But for this video, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.